wherever you get your podcasts. Deion Sanders, he's not wasting any time out on that recruiting trail. Now the Colorado head coach, and he is racking up the recruits. Yesterday, five-star cornerback Cormani McClain decided to change his commitment from Miami to Colorado. This is the highest-ranked high school prospect to sign with Colorado since 2006, a big feather in Deion's cap. Shannon, put this in perspective for us. What does it mean for college football?
Well, he's off to a flying start, Skip. He's a great recruiter. He's a great talker. He's a great communicator. He's able to go into young men homes and talk to their moms, dad, and grandparents and says, okay, this is what I see for your son. He's up front with them, letting them know, hey, you're not assured a spot. If you come in here and play, you're going to play. The second year in a row, remember last year, Skip, he flipped Travis Hunter.
He did.
Got him to come to Jackson State when he was headed to Florida State.
Yep.
He gets this kid to come to CU when he was headed to Miami. And both of these guys play DB. And what he said, Skip, I played DB. Coach Prime is the best DB. I want to be in the same shoes, the same predicament, gold jacket, everything. Get coached by the best DB. Why not? Tom understands that, getting skilled players is great. But you win, O-line, D-line. You look at Georgia, you look at Alabama, you look at the teams that year in and year out, Skip, that's where they dominate. And he knows it's going to take him some time, but he has to get those guys. But he's off to a great start. I'm happy for him. Hopefully, he has great success early on, because the more success you have, Skip, the easier it is going to be convince guys to come. But this is he's gotten 20 transferred, 18 prospects signed early. He even flipped a 4-star running back that was headed to Notre Dame.
He did.
Got him to come to CU.
Yep.
So I'm happy for my brother.
I don't know how much they're paying him exactly. Maybe you do, but it's not enough. Seriously. And I don't know how much budget they gave him, but it'll be worth every penny of what. And I know one of the regents was having a hard time with what are we doing here?
Right.
What you're doing here is turning your football program completely around. You were 1-11 last year.
Yes.
1-11. You were at the bottom of the Pac. What are they now? 12. Pac-12. I keep saying Pac-10. Pac-12 conference. This is shockingly great to me, because all of a sudden what you have here, you have the greatest cornerback ever, and it's not even close. Coaching the best cornerback tandem in college football, I'm pretty sure, because Travis Hunter is a flat-out stud, and I got to watch him this past year as a college player at Jackson State.
He might be a better receiver than he is DB.
Obviously, Deion's son has also transferred with him, Shedeur, and Shedeur is throwing it to Travis Hunter, and I'm like, they're unstoppable.
Yep.
Well, there's going to be times that these two kids are going to be unstoppable. They might both play receiver, because the other kid, Cormani, played receiver for a while until they made him a DB.
Right.
But they're just sensationally talented, and they're going to be coached by the guy who knows the position better than anybody.
Right.
What do you think is going to start happening? Really good things.
Yes.
I know Jimmy Johnson, first time I ever sat down with him, he said, you win in football with people who can rush the passer and people who can cover. And that you start with that. So I don't know who rushes the passer. To your point, you're going to have to get someone.
Get the D-line and O-line to protect him.
All right. But to flip this kid on top of that kid, it's such a start, because nobody's going to have more talent at those two positions or be better coached than those two kids will be. And I think they're both big. I was just watching the videos last night of Cormani McClain. He doesn't have his man body yet, because he's a little slender, because he's just 165, but he's 6'2", so he's got...
he can grow into that.
Hey, he will grow into that. Yeah. He can fly, and he can move, and you want to talk about ball skills? Whew. So all of a sudden, this is on the map kind of signings, where you've got this, Deion. You're on, and you know him better. I covered him and got to know him a little bit, but the point was, I could have never seen him being a coach, because he's a superstar, and most superstars don't want to have to work this hard. This is hard work,
or have the patience.
That's what I'm saying.
They have the patience to do things. I mean, because like I said, Skipper, you got to think about how it looked easy. Yeah. But I know how hard he worked and how hard he studied. And now the guys you're coaching are never going to be as talented as you. I mean, you coach a 50 years, you coach 50 years.
Hey, but these two kids are about as close as you're going to get.
So, so I think the thing is, Skip, the thing that he can do really well, he can really communicate. And yeah, he can coach, but it's about life lessons because he wants these guys to be something just in case football doesn't come. Can I teach you to be a great son? Can I teach you to be a great husband? Can I teach you to be great in other aspects of your life?
Which is why he wants to stay coaching 18 to 22-year-olds, and he doesn't want any part of the next level.
Yeah, he's like, hey, them guys make too much money. They don't want to listen.
No. No, they don't. No.
No, it's tough. It's tough.
Wow. Way to go, Deion.
It's going to be fun to watch what he does with that squad, guys. He has certainly had a huge impact already without even playing a single game. All right. The Ravens and Lamar Jackson, guys, this is a soap opera that just continues to unfold. Do you think they're going to find a way to make things work and sort this out? Let's discuss that next when we return right here on FS1. Skip, let's start with you here. Can you put into words, can you try to explain what it would mean to you for the Cowboys to win the Super Bowl this year?
Mr. Sharp, everything I'm about to say is directed at you. You, for 7 years, have spilled ridicule all over my Dallas Cowboys for doing cowboy things. 7 long years I've had to take you talking about my team. So my point to you is that if my team does manage to pull this off, and I give them a shot, maybe even a good shot, not only of winning at San Francisco, but winning an NFC championship game, which would be their first in 27 years, and maybe even going to and winning a Super Bowl, which also would be their first in 27 years. If those things happen, I am warning you, I will be all-time insufferable. I will be merciless on you because you deserve it. Because I'm going to spill back on you 27 long, hard years of torment that has been inflicted upon me on national TV, because for the last 20 years, I've been on national TV, and day after long day, I've had to try to defend my Dallas Cowboys. But I want to preface all this by explaining to you why my torment has built so deeply inside me, because remember, once upon a time, my Cowboys were America's team. And before these last 27 years, I'm going to remind you, I had 34 of the greatest years any NFL fan could ever experience, because I had the ultimate bragging right. Ultimate. And I'm going to detail why I did. So I became a Dallas Cowboy fan at age 10. I told you my uncle took me to a game in Dallas, to the old Cotton Bowl. I saw the St. Louis Cardinals beat my Dallas Cowboys, and I was a St. Louis fan. But I fell in love with the Cowboys that day because of those stars on the shoulder pads and on the helmet. And here they went. And they rewarded me, because that year they were 4-9-1. The next year they were 5-8-1. And I started, you could just see it coming. They slipped back a little bit the next year, but then all of a sudden they go 5-8-1 again. And then 7-7, because Dandy Don Meredith took over at quarterback. And here they went. They were in what were called NFL championship games. They're the equivalent of the NFC championship, but it was for the league championship, for the right to go to Super Bowl 1 and 2. So they played Vince Lombardi's Packers in Dallas the first year, and they lost at home 34-27, but it was a shootout. It was a great game, and I was not unhappy with it. And then Lombardi's Packers went on to beat Kansas City in Super Bowl 1. The next year is the Ice Bowl. It was the worst loss I ever suffered in my NFL fan life, because we were way better than the Packers at that point, but it was minus 48 wind chill, and so we could not move, we could not explode on offense, and we lost. But we could have gone on to play in Super Bowl 2, and that